I just want to go. Just kidding. I'm kidding. It was too tempting, Paula.
This is what you deal with when you have sisters.
Yes, especially younger ones.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheryl, and in today's video, I have my sister Paula here with me. She's visiting me throughout this week, and today we're going to go get facials from my esthetician. Her name is Laura, and I thought that maybe Laura could just kind of explain step by step what she does with our facials, because probably we'll be getting different facials, right, Paula?
That's the plan.
Yeah, so she'll kind of just walk us through step by step what she does, and also maybe explain the benefits of facials and the tools and the techniques that she uses. Plus, I think I was planning on asking her some questions, just general questions about skincare and skin types and whatever else I can think of. So I just thought it'd be kind of cool to bring you guys along with us. So with that being said, let's do this. Hi, Paula. Hello.
Hello.
Say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody. We're doing the Microdermabrasion, which is radio frequency. That's the technology that's behind it. And so it's basically like a regular facial to start off with, which is a double cleanse under steam and an enzyme to help exfoliate the top layer. And then after that, I put on a serum, and then I use an aloe and azulene mask because it's kind of cooling to the skin. And then I do the Microdermabrasion, portion of it.
So while you're going through the different steps of the facial, can you kind of talk about the benefits of the tools and the techniques that you're using?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. So I noticed, Laura, that you're cleansing the skin first, just to make sure everything's taken off and everything. Is cleansing the most important part of your daily routine, of anybody's daily routine, or
well,
is that a myth?
It's kind of, they're all important parts. So if I was going to say any part of a routine, what are the main things that you want to be aware of that are really, really going to help you? It would be hydration and sunblock, right? So no matter what you're doing to your skin, whatever your regimen is, you have to make sure that it's very hydrating. And then after you take care of your skin, the last step, especially if you're leaving the house, needs to be sunblock. So cleansing, of course, is important, but I don't think it's the most important part of the routine. I kind of always assume you're going to start off with clean skin,
Right. I mean,
When you take a shower.
to me it's, obvious, but then I thought, well, maybe not, just...
Yeah. But I mean, for younger, healthy skin, hydration and sunblock. So I do a double cleanse under steam. The first cleanser that I use is kind of creamy cleanser, and the purpose of that is because it will help remove a lot of makeup pretty efficiently, because it's higher in oil. Okay, and as you know, you use oil to remove makeup, it takes it right off. But it also gets rid of a lot of debris and stuff. And I use the steamer because I want your skin to be moist and to open up. I want your pores to open up so that I can help get out anything that's in there that shouldn't be in there. So.
Now you mentioned pores. Are there like products that can make your pores disappear?
That would be a complete myth.
That's a myth? Oh, okay.
Yes. Well, you need pores on your face. There's nothing wrong with making them smaller or, appear the flatter, by exfoliating and things like that. But your pores are there for a purpose. And that purpose is, at the base of the pore, is to produce oil and water and to balance it, to mix it and balance it, and then it spreads out onto your skin and it creates a barrier. So, if we didn't have pores, our skin would be completely different. Now, there are people that are born with dry skin type, not dehydrated, it's just they have a dry skin type. And that's usually because they have extremely small pores. So the pores really can't sort of do the job that they're there for in terms of keeping the skin moisturized. And so for those people, if they use a product that's supposed to minimize pores, it can really sort of make them completely disappear, which is not in a good way, So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Very
So, and a lot of those products contain alcohol. So if you put straight up rubbing alcohol in your skin, it will like shrink your pores, because what it does is it completely dehydrates your skin. So it makes everything kind of close down. Not recommended. I never put rubbing alcohol on skin as far as a treatment. Never.
Is that another cleanser?
Yeah, so this is a different cleanser. This one is not so cream based. It doesn't have so much oil in it. So when you use a cleanser that does have oil in it to remove makeup and things like that, you don't want to leave that residual oil on your skin. So you always want to use a second cleanser. It can be a glycolic cleanser, or just something that is not oil based. So this is the coconut and papaya enzyme. It's by SkinScript. It's one of my favorite companies in terms of enzymes.
Why?
Because they make them so nicely. They work well. They're very, very effective. They smell great. And they switch them up all the time. So there are like certain seasonal enzymes, that they do. I love them. They're a great company. Unfortunately, you have to have an aesthetics license to purchase from them, but their retail stuff, you can purchase online. Different retailers have them, and I usually carry at least some in my room.
Oh, nice.
My cleansers, a few cleansers up there are SkinScript.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So, I don't sell the enzymes because they're for professional use, but the cleansers and things that I use are really nice. I love them. They're located, I believe, in Arizona. They've been around for a while.
Looks like clear.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, looks
Pretty
from
much.
here.
Yeah, most of their enzymes are. They might have a hint of color to them, like the strawberry one with a little pink, kind of. But yeah, this particular one.
But you recommend all of them?
Their enzymes?
Yes.
Pretty much. As we discussed earlier, some are much harsher, stronger, and some not so much. So, I wouldn't recommend that everybody use every enzyme, but, as long as you know what you're doing. I guess that's why they're for professional use, right? So that people don't just buy one thinking it's the right one for them, and find out the hard way that it's not.
Now, do you recommend certain ones for different types of skin? Like this, like for argument's sake, this one's better for drier skin types or oily skin.
Definitely.
Or no?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay.
You know, the enzymes all have, you know, different ingredients and different, they call it, I believe, tingle factor in terms of the pH. So the lower the pH, the stronger the enzyme is, the more exfoliating that it is. And so, for instance, people with dry skin type will really feel an enzyme much, much more than people with normal to oily, because of that barrier on their skin.
Now, how long do you keep that on?
6 to 10 minutes, depending on their skin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just kind of gauge it.
Yeah.
Watch as it's happening. And this is just a toner, which brings the pH of your skin back to kind of neutral. Enzymes lower the pH. That's how they get you to exfoliate, take the skin off. And so I always do a toner afterwards because I want the pH to be pretty neutral.
And you put essential oils in there too?
Put essential oils and distilled water, and also spirulina, which is also pH balanced.
And you mentioned essential oils. Are essential oils bad, and do they trigger allergies?
Depends on each individual person.
Oh, okay.
However, I have read studies that, and the articles and studies that I've read all had to do with people taking them orally, right, by mouth, not just on their skin, but taking them every day orally, for specific medical issues or whatever, over time has been found to actually cause allergies. That's sort of what they said. Yeah, that you can use something every day, take it orally. A lot of people eat lavender and lavender ice cream and everything else.
Right.
But doing it every day can actually cause you to become allergic to it eventually, or it can cause side effects that are like allergies, hives and rashes and things like that. I haven't heard anything about it being used topically every day, so I'm not really sure if that even equates. But I've never had any issues, and I've been using it every day, like my toner every day for like 9 years. So
I was gonna say for
I
years,
think I'm
right?
good. Yeah. But I never take essential oils by mouth. I don't do that.
No.
If there was something wrong and I thought I needed them, I would. But I haven't ever gotten to that point.
So what's this step?
So this is aloe and azulene. It's actually a mask, right? But because of the amount of aloe in it, I use it while I'm doing the microdermabrasion because I need a water-based gel to keep the skin nice and cool while I'm doing it. If I did the microdermabrasion directly, just kind of on dry skin, there's a possibility of burning, and it definitely wouldn't feel as good. Okay, so this is the microdermabrasion. I don't know why I did that. And I just place it on the skin, and I have control over how strong the heat is and how long the pulse is. It'll get warmer as we go. I know in the beginning people are like, I don't feel anything.
I felt it right away.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
What are the benefits of this? What is it?
Microdermabrasion. So it's
Microdermabrasion.
right, which is basically the name of the machine, kind of. The technology is radio frequency. So this is on level or comparable to thermage. I don't know if you've ever heard of thermage, but this is at a lower level. Okay. So it's very effective. So what it does is the heat stimulates the cells under your skin, and it encourages them to create collagen. So once you've had this treatment for days to weeks to even months, you're creating more collagen. And you're creating it. It's not like it's being topically applied. And so just like your own collagen, it stays forever as long as you take care of it. You know, you're not exposing it to sun. Not forever, but you get what I mean.
Right.
So it's really, really helpful for the fine lines. You know, it
Nice.
just kind of fills them in. And then
Like
the heat.
wrinkles, crow's feet.
Yes, all
Around
of
the
that.
mouth, around the eyes.
Exactly.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep. Especially on crow's feet. Oh my gosh, it's so good on crow's feet.
Nice.
Yep. Also, too, it really helps with lines from here to here. She's pretty good.
Yes.
You know, I have difficulty with that. And so every time I see them getting a little bit too deep, I pull this
The
out.
smile lines.
Yes.
Yes.
And then the heat has an immediate tightening effect. So by tightening the skin, it also ends up lifting it as well.
So the best results to see after this is what, 5 days? Or it just depends on the person?
Well, it definitely depends on the person. I use 5 days as a time when I want clients to send me a follow-up picture so I can do a comparison,
Oh, okay.
because pretty much everybody by 5 days has really shown a nice improvement, enough so that you can see it. So the day after you're going to have improvement, the day after that you're going to have improvement, but you can see it by the time you get to 5 days.
So how often do you use this one to maintain?
I wouldn't use this one like say as a monthly facial. I think that in the beginning, you know, like if you were local, I would say we would look at your results in 5 days and see if you really got where you wanted to be, if you're happy with them, and if you are, then after that I would recommend normal facials. You don't have to do the microdermabrasion. If you felt like, ooh, I feel like I need a little bit more, around my eyes or, whatever, then you can have it again, 3-4 weeks later. It just depends. And then when you are good and you're like, okay, this is where I want to be, I'm just going to maintain it with regular facials, then I would say maybe every 3-4 months, or maybe a little longer depending on
Yeah, I was
your
gonna say
age.
like 6 months, every 6 months. or something.
Exactly. Then you might want to have another one to kind of give it another boost.
So Laura, earlier you were saying about Paula's skin type being normal to dry on the dry side,
Right.
and that reminded me of that myth that only dry skin types can use oils or serums. Is there any
Oh my
truth
God, no.
to that, or
No,
that's
no.
a myth?
That's a myth.
Oh.
It's definitely a myth. So if you are somebody that is on the oily side of that and you use oils on your skin, yes, certain oils can clog your pores because your pores tend to be even bigger when you have oily skin anyway, and they can clog it and sort of cause breakouts and things. But if you use the right oil, ones that are non-comedogenic, that won't clog your pores, like jojoba oil, evening primrose oil, I can't think of any other oils, but there are more oils along that line that won't
And
clog.
serums.
Serums are normally water-based, okay, not oil-based. However, these days, anything that's like not a white creamy color, they tend to call a serum, even though it's got oil in it. Usually, the whiter and creamier a product is, the more oil is in it, okay? So something that's really thick and creamy has a lot of oil in it.
Okay.
Something that is white but thinner has much less oil. So anyway, I only refer to serums as water-based, but there are a lot of them out there that have oil in them. So the thing with oils are, oils keep moisture in your skin. They don't technically create moisture. So you need something like a serum that is water-based and hydrating with hyaluronic acid or other hydrating ingredients to put the hydration in your skin. And then when you use the moisturizer that has the oil in it, it will help keep the moisture in your skin.
Ah.
just putting oil on your skin, it just keeps the moisture in. It doesn't create moisture.
Oh.
Think of it like putting
My
Vaseline
mind is
over
blown.
something. I know, right?
It's like mind blowing.
Yes. Yes. So if you took dry skin and you just put oils on it, you know, the top layer of dead skin is going to feel softer and nicer, but it's not hydrating anything underneath. You still need something water-based and then oil on top of it.
Now, someone like me, I have normal to combination skin, but more on the normal side.
Right.
And I am constantly using new products.
Mhm.
I enjoy skincare. I enjoy trying new products. What exactly is the full skin cycle or the skin turnover rate?
It depends on your age. So the younger you are, the more quickly your skin turns over. So, you know, when you're talking, well, of course, babies, look at how beautiful their skin is, you know. But when you're talking teens and into your 20s, you're, you know, 21 days ish.
Oh, it is 3 weeks.
Yeah, it could be 3
Ish.
weeks, ish. You know, everything affects what you use on your skin. You know, whether you have sun exposure, everything plays into that. So there's so many variables. But with each decade that you age, it takes a little bit longer and a little bit longer. And by the time you're in your 50s, 60s, it could be 40 days for that same amount of turnover that you used to get in 21. But
so
again,
40, 45 days to actually start seeing some kind of difference with a new skin care product, right? Is that what you're saying?
no, I'm saying that if you didn't do anything to your skin, if you didn't exfoliate, it takes that long for your skin to turn over by itself.
Ah,
Okay?
okay.
So all that
okay.
dead skin is sloughed off, all that new skin is, you know, raising to the top, or youthful skin, I should say, nicer skin, until it eventually sloughs off as well. And obviously you don't do it all at once, you know, and so
Right.
it's in degrees during that whole time.
Exactly.
But your skincare regimen really determines how quickly that's going on, because you can make your skin turn over much more quickly if you want, simply by exfoliating. If you exfoliate too much, your skin turns over too much, then you've got redness and maybe a little burning sensation, that kind of thing, because that skin is being revealed that isn't really ready to be revealed. So,
Wow. Okay.
it's all about your regimen. You can influence and change pretty much everything just by what you do to your skin.
So I'm 48 years old. So what? Because I'm pushing 50 and going into my 50s, for me it's like about 40, 45 days, like you said.
Yeah, maybe a little bit less. I noticed a huge change in my skin after I turned 50. You know, it was kind of like that particular time I really noticed the aging process. I feel like it sped up exponentially from in my 40s. I was able to sort of keep it at bay, keep myself, and then all of a sudden, after I turned 50, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, wow, that line wasn't there like a week ago, and now here it is, you know?
Yes.
So I think once you hit the 50 mark, things really start to slow down in terms of metabolism of your skin and turnover.
Turnover and full cycle and stuff.
So you have to be more aggressive,
Right.
you
Okay.
know?
That makes sense. Yeah, I was just curious. Sorry about all the questions.
It's okay.
It's just
Skin
there's a
looks
lot
good.
of myths out there. A couple of them what we talked about, you know, so that's why I asked.
Well, I feel like it's almost even not so much myths as it is
Misinformation.
well, taking into account one thing when there's so many variables. So like I said, your skin turnover is much extended when you're older, but how many people don't do anything to their skin? Simply using a retinol product increases the turnover of your skin. So you could be, you know, 50 years old and still turning over pretty much every 21 days because of what you're doing to your skin. So it's not a natural process that's turning over your skin, but you're still turning it over.
Okay.
Now, you know, when you have people in their 20s, they're usually not really doing very much to their skin, right? Because it's just naturally, it's turning over fast, it's healthy, they're young, so that they're not trying to look younger. So yeah, you know, it probably is 21 days, 28 days, depending.
Okay.
But by the time you get to our age group,
Yep.
you tend to be doing other outside things. All right, we're done. That
Ready
didn't
to
hurt
go.
at all, right?
Oh, How's it look?
Good.
Right. Well, I call this my signature facial. So what it really means is that I sort of do whatever I think your skin really needs.
Oh, okay.
And so it, you know, it follows the basics of a European facial. You know, cleanse, under steam, enzyme, microdermabrasion, mask, and then skincare devices. It's sort of kind of like my free-for-all.
Nice.
For puffiness and swelling around the eyes, I find cold works the best.
Just cold.
Yes. For darkness, I find heat works the best. So whatever you do with that.
What's this you're doing?
The microdermabrasion.
Okay. And what are the benefits of this?
So I use the enzyme to kind of soften up that top layer of skin, and then I use the microdermabrasion to sort of make sure it gets removed, right? So it brightens, you know, it reveals that brand new skin underneath the dead old skin, and it also helps open up pores, and you know, I have suction on it, a little bit of suction, not much, and that sort of helps get the gunk out of your pores as well.
So this is in replace of extractions.
A lot of people will do this and extractions, but I don't do extractions.
I know that's one of the things I love that you don't do.
Yes.
Because I do not like extractions
Yes.
at all.
To me, there are much less violent ways to clear out your pores. So if I did this and afterwards your pores were still kind of loaded with gunk, there are other things that I could do. I could use suction, oils and suctions. I could do more acids to open them up. You know, there's things that we could do that would sort of dissolve what's in there without having to squeeze it, you know, or poke it with a lancet. But yes, old school aestheticians are still, you know, squeezing and poking. But the fact of the matter is, if you keep up to date on the literature and the skin magazines, you know, there's really almost no time that poking and squeezing pimples is good for your skin. So this serum is a serum that I make. So it does have things like hyaluronic acid in it. It actually also has even primrose oil in it, but that's the only oil that's in it. That way I can use this serum on pretty much anybody. And other things, licorice, some essential oils, rose. I think I also put a little orange or grapefruit in this one. I change it up every time I make it. It's like a little different than it was the last time I made it.
It has vitamin C.
Actually, wait. No, this one doesn't.
Feels good.
This one doesn't have
Smells good too.
Yeah, vitamin C is really unstable and loses efficacy really fast. So I tend actually not to put that in my serums that I'm using every day in my room because I make a big thing of it, and I don't want all the vitamin C to oxidize in there. So vitamin C serums or anything like that are definitely not all created equal. You know, you got to kind of do your research on those kinds of things. And if they're too strong or they have weird other secondary ingredients in it, it can actually be quite irritating to your skin.
What's this?
This is a goji berry mask, so it's got yogurt in it. And this is also made by the same place that makes the Enzymes Skin Script. There are a couple of their masks that I really like, and this is one of them. It's called goji berry. It has goji berries in it as well.
I can't see. Yes,
Now I'm going to place a tissue mask over the mask that I painted on. And I do this not so much because these tissue masks are so effective. I do it to sort of keep the surface area moist, while I use some other skincare devices to kind of force the ingredients into your skin rather than just on your skin. Things glide nicely, and like I said, the area stays a little bit wetter when I use a tissue mask. Now, having said that, I just discovered these tissue masks. They're like really nice. I like them a lot. Normally I'm pretty non-committal about the whole thing.
Sorry.
That's okay. You know, I just use them for being wet, but these ones seem to have really good ingredients, and they had a whole variety of them. Usually I'm ordering, you know, 100 of one mask. This one I had to emergently order them on Amazon for next day delivery because I ran out, ordered my regular ones, and the shipment got lost. And so I needed it like overnight, so I went to Amazon. These ones are so nice, and they're thicker than the previous ones, and they smell better, and I really like them. So this device is an ultrasound device that also has LED lights, several different colors. Using the red on you now because it helps create collagen and, you know, encourages your skin to create collagen. And the ultrasound encourages the ingredients that I put on your face before this to go down deeper into your skin.
So now it's the blue light?
Yes.
What does that do?
So it has a ton of benefits and kind of similar to the red light, but also the blue light helps kind of sanitize. It causes a chemical reaction in your skin where your skin will release oxygen, and oxygen kills bacteria. They don't like oxygen, most of them anyway. And so it kind of, you know, anything that thought of getting in a pore and starting trouble would not after blue light. So, you know, kind of all of the reactions of your skin to any kind of light therapy They're all chemical reactions that take place within your skin based on the light. So it's kind of like, it's not the light just shining on your skin, it's sort of penetrating into your skin and causing something to happen there. Okay, so the next little device I'm going to use is a microcurrent device that also has LED lights. You know, I like whenever you can combine LED lights with any kind of device, it's a good thing.
This is my favorite.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. So what the microcurrent does is it stimulates the muscles under your skin and causes them to tighten up, and that in turn lifts. This is also wonderful for taking away redness because the microcurrent increases the circulation in your skin, so it takes the red away. So yeah, and you can see, well, you'll be able to see when I get to the other side how the redness just, you can just see it going away.
Okay, y'all, that's it for today's video. I'd like to thank Laura for being on my channel and letting us film and answering all of our questions.
It's always a pleasure.
I really
You're always
appreciate it.
welcome.
Thank you so much. And want to thank Paula for helping me film this video. Appreciate it.
I had no choice.
I
was glad to.
And a huge thank you to all of you out there watching. Really appreciate you hanging out with us. And if you're a Las Vegas local, or if you plan on visiting the Las Vegas area and you want to make an appointment with Laura and get one of these amazing facials, I'll have all of her information linked down below in the description box. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And of course, be safe, be kind to each other, and I will see you in my next video. Toodles!
Bye.